for me, it's just, it's a little girl's dream to compete in the Olympics. So um, I want to make and do everything in my power to do so and to achieve these goals. And for me, going with Sri Lanka and representing Sri Lanka was my best choice, and something that I'm really, really excited and looking forward to. Yes. So basically, I had always been a very outgoing, bubbly, super energetic kid when I was younger. And my parents really didn't know what to do with all of this energy that I had. And so one day I went to a birthday party when I was 6 years old, and it was in our neighborhood's clubhouse. And so at this birthday party there were a bunch of trampolines, and trampolines are where you bounce around, and like it's very popular with any birthday party when you're kind of like 6, around that age. So basically I had seen it, and as a kid naturally does, I start jumping on the trampoline. And next thing you know, I start doing these big flips, and I don't remember or recall exactly what I was doing, but I knew I was like doing all these crazy things. And so the instructor came over to me and asked how long I had been doing gymnastics. And I asked him, like, I looked at him straight in the face and was like, I don't know what gymnastics is. So he was like, could you please call over your mom? I'd like to talk to her. So I call my mom over, and he talks to her and was like, you need to enroll your daughter into gymnastics as soon as possible. She has something special. She has so much energy. She's so passionate. So you need to do so. And so my mom listens to this, but doesn't really take it seriously because, she thinks he could be bluffing or just not super serious about it. So it ends up like a couple months later, still no enrollment in the sport. But my energy levels have been going crazy at home ever since that day that I started jumping on the trampolines. So, and then it got to a point where I was so crazy at home doing all these flips that were just unsafe in a home environment. And I started breaking furniture, all of these things. So my mom was like, okay, I think it's probably time and probably best that we enroll you. So I was like screaming out of excitement. I was like, yes, yes, thank you, mom. So I had my very first class, and from then on, I haven't looked back, and it was the absolute best day to just get started in my gymnastics career. Yeah, I think that has always just been the competitiveness in me. I think from younger, like I have an older brother, so I think we've always just been like very competitive, and I think that's what siblings are like, in a very respectful but sibling kind of way. But even besides that, in school, I was always like on top of my schoolwork, wanting to be the best that I can, not necessarily wanting to beat others because I do everything in a respectful manner, but I've always had this fire in me for whatever I'm passionate about. So um, like I said, from the first day I started gymnastics, it was so amazing and it was such a thrill for me. And so I had only been training for, I want to say, like 1 to 2 months before I did my first competition. And so you would think like, oh, sixth place, that's amazing. You should be proud. But I was like, no, I want better. I want better. So I was so determined to get back into the gym and just, be able to climb up on that podium and the placements. And so it was my next meet. Immediately, I got first place, and I was over the moon excited and thrilled of the effort and the work I had put in. And so I just kept that momentum going. And from then on, I kind of knew that this was something that I really wanted to pursue because of how much of a fire and a thrill it gave me. Yeah, I mean, it feels absolutely amazing. I think from when I first started gymnastics, I had no vision or plan of where I wanted to go in the sport. I purely just did it because of how much I loved it and how passionate I was about it. So, like you said, I did climb up through the levels quite quickly, but that was not something that I had planned. It just kind of naturally happened. So, when I was starting out in the elite field, and became a senior elite, I knew I was going to be competing against, these incredible veterans and just like huge names in gymnastics. So for me, that was just like a wow kind of I made it moment because in 2016 I went to watch the US Olympic trials and that's where I was like 8 years old. So I was just completely starstruck and just couldn't believe that I was watching and experiencing this. And little did I know 8 years later, I would be in the same position and competing alongside all of them. So that was definitely like a wow moment for me and something that I could have never imagined in my wildest dreams. But, with just continuous hard work, dedication, and the support system that I have, it just really allowed me to flourish into these incredible opportunities and just so much excitement with being where I'm at today. Oh my goodness. At first, I think she would ask a lot of questions like, "Really? What? Really? Are you sure?" Like because I'm just so like like I want to know and I just think at that age I genuinely don't think she would have any idea where she is now. And I think she would just be in pure shock, but probably that little 8-year-old self of mine would be jumping with joy and excitement because that's just a super surreal and just incredible thought to even have at that age. So yeah, I think coming into college, it was something that I was so excited for, especially because being in California, I was born and raised here. So I was just so excited to experience my college life, especially because UCLA is such an incredible school. And there's just so much excitement and so many things to look forward to. And so I think that was something that I was really just excited to see how I would change as a person. There's so many things that we learn about ourselves when we come to college, and that was something I was really excited for. And I would definitely say that I have matured in a way that I never thought was possible coming to college, and that's through like all the people you meet, all the things that you do on your own, finding time to balance school, athletics. Like there's so many different things, and it's just like just really figuring out who you are, and that's something that I have realized over here. And yeah, I think the gymnastics aspect of it has really brought a different side of me in terms of just how much joy and excitement that college gymnastics has brought me. And I've always been super joyful about the sport, but I think college being in a team brings like a different energy that people don't really know or understand until you have done it yourself. Oh my goodness, it felt absolutely amazing. Having my Sri Lankan heritage and just being a South Asian in general is just there's so much pride in it, and I think that's something that's not very popular in gymnastics. So I've always been so proud of the heritage that I hold, and being able to express that in gymnastics is something that I get so excited about because I love dancing. Like I said, I've always had so much energy. So dancing is something that I'm really able to express myself through. And so when I do so, I really love to just be myself and express my most authentic heritage through my dance moves, through the way I perform, through the way I just smile, all of these little things. But um, I think it's also from my upbringing, and I've always been so proud of my heritage. And, um, being able to show that on international stages, in college, just all around the world has meant so much to me. And I get so proud to do so because I really hope to inspire the younger generations as well. Because I know it's a little difficult when, it's South Asia is not as popular in this sport of gymnastics. And so it can seem a little bit intimidating to kind of be yourself when when you don't see many people that are like you and that you can look up to. So, um, it's definitely not the most comfortable position to be in for some people, but I think that's when you have to really realize, like, it's something to be proud of and it's something to get excited to express. So yeah, I think it's just been an incredible honor to be able to do so, and just express my most authentic self in this sport. Yeah, oh my gosh, it was so much fun. So our choreographer and our floor coach, BJ Das, she is just absolutely incredible, so talented. She's also Indian as well. Her dad is from India, so we have that South Asian connection, and she has always wanted to choreograph a South Asian for a South Asian athlete. And so when she saw me first and when I first committed to UCLA, she was so excited, and I was so excited knowing that she was looking forward to it as well. But we went into my freshman year knowing that we wanted to create this big Bollywood routine, and we wanted to have like this kind of like princess Bollywood vibes because I've always had this like elegant royal princess look to me. So we were so excited, and it took a little time to get the musics figured out because we wanted to really bring in so many different sides of South Asia and Bollywood. And then from there, it was pretty natural. I mean, we got the routine done in 2 to 3 sessions, and I couldn't stop like smiling and dancing. It was so exciting, so fun, and it was something that I truly, truly could not wait to perform because I know. At UCLA, we have a very diverse student section. And so um, at our home meets, I was so excited to compete these because I knew we had a lot of South Asians, a lot of Indians, so I had gotten so many messages after and throughout the season saying how much it meant to them to see a South Asian representing her culture and like doing these kind of Bollywood moves and dances because they had never seen it before. And to me, that really touches my heart because, I just do it because I love it. I do it because I love to express myself, to inspire others, and to get this incredibly positive feedback was just so heartwarming and very touching. So, yes. Yeah, so I mean, I had been a part of Team USA for over 5 years now. And so that was something that I was always so, so proud to represent because I am a Sri Lankan American. So both sides I'm so proud of. And, I was born and raised here, but also my parents are from Sri Lanka. So I have both sides of me that are so important and that are both so special to me. So, for me, it was more of a decision that was towards what will give me the best chance to be able to compete on the Olympic stage. And, Team USA has so much depth, and there's so many athletes that are fighting for those 5 spots. And as we all know, it's very tough to make the US team. And so I got very, very close in 2024. But I realized, I want to make this decision that was going to allow me to compete at the Olympics no matter what. And I really, with the Olympics being in LA in 2028, that's something that I just cannot miss the opportunity um, on. So I was just like, as much as there's so much going on in your head sometimes when you're like, oh, I could choose this, I could choose this, but at the end of the day, it's making the decision that feels best for you. And for me, it's just, it's a little girl's dream to compete in the Olympics. So um, I want to make and do everything in my power to do so and to achieve these goals. And for me, going with Sri Lanka and representing Sri Lanka was my best choice, and something that I'm really, really excited and looking forward to. Because, like you were saying, and like I have stated, that Sri Lanka and South Asia is not very, um, does not know gymnastics very well. And that is something that is not being, I don't know, just not being shown around the world. And gymnastics is so popular in the US, so popular in South America, Europe. And I think it's just something that we have to bring more recognition to, because it's so incredible. And I know that South Asia is so known for these beautiful dances, for their culture, for this incredible heritage that we share. So it's something that I wanted to bring representation to. Um, Honestly, as much as it can seem, I think I have been in this sport long enough to know that I have been in some of the most pressure filled situations. And I felt like I have had such heavy weights on my shoulders. But, for me, this is not in any way trying to put pressure on myself in order to I don't know, impress others. Or for me, it's just bringing representation through what I am so passionate about to a different side of the world. And, everyone's entitled to their own opinions, and there are going to be some people who will have some strong opinions towards me, whether that's good or bad. But for me, it's my life at the end of the day, and I've chosen this route, and I've chosen to just do everything in my power to inspire others and bring recognition to South Asia and just representation as a whole. So, yes, it can seem like a lot, but for me, it's just the pride that I hold in doing so, because for me, it's the opportunity that I get to do something huge like this. And if I didn't want to pursue this route, I wouldn't have, but I did because I know that's something that I would love to do and have the honor of doing. For me, like I had mentioned, I think it was something and a decision was made because I wanted to achieve my goals of competing at the Olympics. And that is something that's on my mind every day, because I have reached this level in the sport that I just feel like it would be so tough to experience, going through these next 4 years and not being able to, experience the Olympics again. So, um, I just really wanted to do everything in my power to be able to compete on the Olympic stage. And yes, the U.S. depth is so incredibly deep, and there's so many athletes fighting for those 5 spots, and it's only 5. It's 5 spots at the end of the day. That's 5 people, that's 5 athletes that'll be able to compete at the Olympics, and there's so many fighting for those 5 spots. So it's just really like, at the end of the day, who's made for those spots, who placed well, who competed well, and there's so many different factors that go into it because there are only 5 spots. So for me, and I have been with USA Gymnastics, so I know how it works there. So it's definitely different and so tough to make those 5 spots, and um, I wanted to give myself the best option and the best ability to be able to make it to the Olympics. And I had so many different lists that were like weighing my options. And for me, at the end of the day, it was Sri Lanka that was going to help me get there and give me this opportunity to compete at the Olympics. And not only that, I want to make history for Sri Lanka. I want to be able to compete at the Olympics for Sri Lanka. And, if I'm able to medal and I'm working towards a medal at the Olympics for Sri Lanka, that would mean everything to me. And in terms of balancing, my personal life and goals and having, being able to represent Sri Lanka, I think for me, it's just, having this opportunity is so exciting. So I have been doing this sport for so long that I'm just, really excited and ready for these new opportunities. But I think it's just, there's so much excitement behind experiencing all these different kind of international competitions with Sri Lanka, because I'll be able to compete at Asian championships, and there's Asian games, Commonwealth. There's so many things that I can do with being able to represent Sri Lanka. So it's very exciting. Yeah, I mean, I think it's incredible, um, anyone like me, or having this Sri Lankan heritage. Although we're not born and raised in Sri Lanka, both of my parents are from Sri Lanka, so it's something that I have always been so proud of and always meant so much to me, because they're both from there. They grew up there, they've lived there for many years. So that's something that I also grew up learning about, and I have been to Sri Lanka so many times, so I know the culture. I love the culture. I think it's a great opportunity for so many others that have Sri Lankan heritage as well, because at the end of the day, there's so many exciting things in representing different countries. And I've represented Team USA, and I have this incredible opportunity to represent Sri Lanka, and I'm so excited to work towards that. So I think it's amazing, because when you have the opportunity to do so, I think it's something that you have to sit down with and really think about your goals and your dreams. And if it's something that you want to pursue, then go all for it, because it's this life is too short not to go after your dreams and all these exciting opportunities. So I think it's an amazing thing that has been brought up, and I think it's going to change a lot of people's lives. Honestly, I would just say to never be afraid to express yourself, and just know that you are the only you, and that you have so much to be grateful and proud of, and to just express that, and just live life and enjoy everything that it has to offer. And whether that's gymnastics or dance or another sport, swimming, all of these things, just be so proud of the heritage and what you're able to represent, and just know that you have so many people behind you supporting you. And just know that it's an incredible opportunity to just be yourself, and don't be afraid to chase your dreams, and just enjoy every moment that comes, and just yeah, just have fun with it, and get all of the inspiration from the people around you and just represent your culture with a proud heart, and just have fun with life. It's just, there's so much to it, and just enjoy every moment. If I was not a gymnast, I don't know where life would take me, to be quite honest. But I know from a young age, I've always wanted to spread love and just connect with others in some way, shape, or form. And I've always been it's been my dream to be in the fashion industry. I love all things fashion, so I've always wanted to have my own fashion brand. So, and I think fashion is also such an incredible way of bringing people together and connecting with each other, because you wear all these things. You ask someone, "Oh my gosh, where's your outfit from? It looks so crazy. It looks so good." And so, it just brings people together like that. So I think that's something that I've always wanted to pursue, um, whether I did do gymnastics or not, which I am a gymnast, but I think that's something I still want to continue to pursue after or during my gymnastics career. So yeah, I'm very excited for what life has in store after gymnastics as well.